Hey guys, Brandon for Brandon's Baseball Cards here. Just a quick video before the weekend, something I've been thinking about, and it's common mistakes that people make when they're first entering the hobby. And the examples that I'll talk about are really more specifically tailored to unopened, but I think they apply to a lot of other, any aspect of the hobby, whether it's graded cards or memorabilia, whatever it is that you collect. The first thing that I've noticed is that it's a pattern I've seen, and I did this myself with unopened when I first got into it about 7, 8 years ago. There's a tendency to just buy, this frantic buying, right? And I don't know if it's driven by fear of missing out, if you're just excited because you're in a new area of the hobby and everything looks cool to you, but there's a lack of focus that I've noticed with people when they first enter the hobby, and the focus does take time to develop. But I've noticed a few instances where they will just gobble up anything that is for sale, on social media or on eBay. And then a few months later, they realize they've overextended their budget. They've spent too much. And so they just sell everything that they just bought, and often at a loss, right? Because short term, it's easy to lose a lot of money. If you overpay for an item at auction, we've all been there. You have buyer's remorse, so you decide to sell it to buy something else, and you end up taking a loss in the short term because you flipped an item unsuccessfully, right? You lost money instead of made money. And there's someone on the Vintage Wax and Packs group on Facebook right now doing that. The guy spent way too much money. I don't know if his wife's mad or if he's just realized, whoa, I don't have any focus here. I'm just spending like a drunken toddler with a credit card. I don't really know what the reason is for him, but this guy totally overextended himself because he's basically trying to unload everything that he bought. And so again, I made a similar mistake. I didn't go the length that this guy went, but focus does take time to develop. So that's one thing that I have noticed. The second thing that I've noticed is that there is a tendency sometimes for people they start to, I'm trying to figure out a diplomatic way to say this. They bother other people, right? That sounds bad, but there are people that I'm happy to help when you're new to the unopened area of the hobby. But there are people that will, when they're learning, there's a lot to learn. It takes time to learn, and I try to emphasize that. It takes time to learn the hobby. Whatever aspect of the hobby you're involved in, if you want to, buy and sell, or you want to collect vintage cards, out of the package, in the package, whatever, you want to collect memorabilia, there's a learning curve. It takes time. It takes years to develop expertise, right? And to know all the nuances of this hobby. And I get this overzealousness sometimes in Messenger with people just throwing questions at me left and right. And I don't mind. I love helping new people in the hobby. But don't send 17 questions to me, right? Like and expect an answer, each one that's going to be detailed. I have a wife, I have kids, this isn't my entire purpose for living, and so I have noticed that, and sometimes there's this tendency to just, to try to buy everything you can, right? I actually ended up blocking someone recently because I had sold him a few packs, but he'd kind of rubbed me the wrong way. He'd nickel and dimed me on a few things, and I just didn't like, I would list an item for sale, and the question he would ask would be in the description of the item on Facebook, so he was starting to get on my nerves. It was like, just read the post, and before you ask a question that's already answered. And then I posted my Reds pack, just showing it to the group, like, hey, this is an awesome item. Happy to get this in the mail. And he sent me a message, hey, are you looking to sell that? And I just ended up blocking him because I was like, you know what, dude, you're getting on my nerves with all the questions, and everything is not for sale, so that, I guess that relates more to my first point about overzealousness, but this is someone who I've tried to help, who I've taught a lot about the hobby. I've been patient with his questions, but there came a point where my patience kind of ran out, right? So don't be a drain on the patience of people that know more than you about the hobby. I ask questions occasionally of people, of Kurt Christensen, Tim, in the group, Mike Cerencione, some of the really, really unopened Buddhas that we have. I ask questions, right? That's part of learning, but I don't send 17 questions to their inbox. I don't, every time someone posts something for sale or posts something that they're excited about, it's probably not good to send them a message saying, hey, are you looking to move that? Just let people enjoy their damn purchases, which is the point I've made on this channel a few times before. So just a few rookie mistakes that I have noticed. Feel free to leave comments below. Hope you all have a great weekend. Keep collecting vintage and open baseball, everybody. Take care of each other. keep our democracy in mind when you vote. Okay? Keep our democracy in mind. Our democracy is fragile. I'm a political science professor. I teach people about democracy for a living. Please keep our democracy in mind. Take care, everybody.